Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts discussion. And today, this one is not going to be super long because there's only kind of a few points I want to cover. But we'll just get started here. So, first of all, I just kind of say it's getting hot in Prague. They're rolling out the air conditioning unit. I know that feeling. It's getting pretty hot here too. And then party planning and plans. So, a summer team reinforcement, they've had a new guy come in, a Linux developer, and he's doing train-related UX stuff. So these two things they mentioned, I am super happy about because I think they're things that are really needed, honestly. So for instance, a small indicator over a pump when it cannot connect to a fluid wagon, which is really nice because currently it's not very intuitive, like at all, in terms of where you need to align your pumps for a fluid wagon to work. I mean, once you kind of figure it out, then you can kind of just know by heart, I guess. But, if you're just coming into it, I've seen a lot of people struggle, like where do I put these pumps? Because when you mouse over the fluid wagon, it just gives the whole square hitbox of like the entire wagon, not each individual tanker like within or where any pipe connection, like pump connections are or anything. So this is really good, I think, to do this. It's definitely needed. And then automatic snapping to position when placing locomotives at train stops, which is also really good. That would be quite nice for sure. They say, while not the most glamorous or high priority tasks, these are sort of polishing and general improvements they're looking at for 016. I mean, I think these are pretty important, honestly. Especially the pump one. I mean, when 015 first came out, and I played with Will and Mojo and the devs and stuff on the first day, I remember we all struggled. We were like, how do we put these pumps? Where do we put these pumps? How do we know if it works or not? Obviously, once you power it on and start pumping stuff, then you'll know. But it would be cool to know before that. So this one in particular is really, really good. So they say Tom's work, the new guy has been really excellent. He will be joining us full-time later this summer. So that's awesome. They're expanding the team. So party. They're having last Friday Facts. They announced, they sold 1 million copies and they're having a party to kind of celebrate that sometime in June. They mentioned the date. I think it's in like 14 days from now or something. You can check Friday Facts 192 to see the date. But Albert, Jitka, and Clonin have spent the first half of the week organizing, planning more and more party-related topics as the first large event they've done. So it's, kind of a learning experience for them. Understandable, but good experience for a potential FactorioCon or 1.0 release party, which sounds great to me. This would be awesome. And now we have a set of party-related graphic assets like this one, which is really cool, as well as designs for party merchandise. So before we move on, I want to touch on this part. Party merchandise. I really hope that there's some way to get my hands on this stuff, even though I'm not attending the party, because unfortunately I can't because I live halfway across the world. And obviously there's tons of other people who can't go, but I don't know if there's going to be some way to get my hands or, for anybody to get access to party merchandise if you're not there. Or if there's not, I'm going to have to ask around in the community here, because I know I saw a couple people on my Discord within my channel community say that they were going to the party. I'm gonna have to get in touch with them and see if they can grab some party merchandise for me, whether they're selling it or giving it away. In all seriousness, like if there's physical merchandise for Factorio, I want it. So, if you can get your hands on some of it, I'll pay you for it. I'll pay for the shipping, whatever. If you want to ship it to me, well, you pretty much have to if you're going to the party, because obviously then you don't live where I live. But yeah, I am really, really interested in any merchandise related to Factorio. So yeah, they sent specially designed party invitations to local developers and games, which is awesome. And all the fan tickets are now sold out. So the outlook is very optimistic. High resolution inserters. So yeah, if you didn't know, or I don't know how you wouldn't know unless you're not on the update, inserters were now made high resolution in 0.15.17, and then they released 15.18 a little while later to fix some bugs. But The new inserters look absolutely fantastic. Let me see. We thought it would be fitting to make them in an even greater resolution, 4 times the normal resolution on each axis. This led to some difference in the painting as the normal level of detail we are used to is suddenly scaled in various ways. So V set up some automated systems, and these guys with their automated systems, it's so awesome. For rendering and putting them in the game as always, and just iterated on the painting, sometimes changing just a few pixels here and there. I say, for now, we are happy with the result, as they should be. Absolutely fantastic job to V and anybody else, any other guys who worked on these. Really, really great job. These inserters look really nice. They're just so graphically pleasing. They're so nice to look at. You know, I'm noticing things that I never noticed on them before. It's really, really great. So with that, they say that the other family of entities they're currently working on are the wire connected things, electric poles, hopefully this includes substations, and combinators, which you can look forward to seeing very soon, which is awesome. So maybe in the next week or two, or this month, they will do the, you know, wire connected stuff, which will be great. And then that'll kind of, I think, like, conclude all the main things you look at will then be in high definition. High... That's, yeah, what it is, HD graphics. I'm confusing myself, and yeah, obviously not everything in the game will be, but most of the things you look at regularly will be, and it will just look fantastic. So kind of going down further, terrain plans. So they're working on a total terrain rework, including high resolution, not definition, yeah. With making the Red Desert last year, we realized what we need to do with other terrains as well. New decoratives, rocks, and many other things, all of which make the terrain look nicer, in addition to the new water. I didn't really know they were doing new water, so that's pretty awesome. And transitions from water to any other terrain, we are also working on new algorithms and processes for map generation, so it will be more than just a cosmetic improvement. You know, it's a very complex topic, so they're hoping to release it in 0.16, a smaller release after 0.15 is stable. So something I want to touch on with this. I'm hoping that these new algorithms and processes for map generation include changing or tweaking the resource generation. Because as it is now, I believe they use, and I'm going to get this wrong, so forgive me ahead of time, don't make fun of me, but I think they use Perlum noise generation, something like that, never remember the exact name, is what they use now. And the issue, and I've seen a lot, like I'm not the only one, I read through the forum discussion for this, and probably like 25% of the comments or more were people saying what I'm about to say in terms of the resource generation, is with how it is now in vanilla, you cannot get spread out resources, like actually spread out in terms of like a train world that's more than just, you know, like 100 train rail, like 100 pieces of rail apart. Because, you know, and I've messed with it. I have spent hours before just like, you know, setting frequency all the way to the lowest thing, changing all these other settings, because I know that like changing some things affects other things, so I didn't just set frequency low and hope for the best. You know, I messed with stuff for hours, and I just could not get, and I think pretty much everyone has experienced this who actually tried. In vanilla, you cannot get your resources to be spread out, like in comparison to RSO, for example. The RSO mod does. Even if you don't tweak any settings, and there's a ton of settings you can tweak with RSO, even if you don't tweak any of the settings, if you just install the mod, load it up, and generate a map with it, it already spreads out the resources beautifully. Like, it's already really nice for a train world. And from there, you can even tweak things even more to make it more spread out, less spread out, and it's like... so my point is, I'm hoping that they do some changes or something to the ore generation, or resource rather generation, because I mean, if a mod can do it, and I may be naive in thinking this, but I feel like if a mod can do it, then most certainly the base game should be able to do it. Like in terms of actual capability, I wouldn't imagine that, you know, it would be like impossible for them to do it in the base game. I could be wrong. Yeah, I feel like just the ability to make your resources actually spread out, like really spread out if you want, would be a good thing to have in the base game. If not, I'm not going to be super upset because we have RSO already, but having it in the base game would be really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So in terms of the train thing, hopefully we'll have a larger update on the topic to show soon, to build on the small preview that was shown in this Friday Facts, which I believe was where they demonstrate or showed Red Desert. And last thing, I do want to make a correction to some things I've been referring to in my current series and other videos. Is I've been saying like, we're going to change maps once Red Desert comes out or such and such, waiting for Red Desert. It's not really the correct way for me to say it. Red Desert is already in the game. It's not in its final implementation necessarily, or what it's like going to look like final. But Red Desert is actually in the game. And I know this has confused a lot of people by me saying this, so I wanted to clear things up about that. It is in the game. It's very rare because, well, I have seen it quite a bit, but it is pretty rare, a lot rarer than the other terrains, probably because it's not implemented fully. But anyway, instead of referring to Red Desert, because Red Desert is just a part of it, really what I mean and what I should say is the terrain rework, because they're reworking the whole terrain, all the biomes, everything. So that's really what I mean when I say Red Desert, because it is more than just Red Desert. But anyway, just wanted to clear that up. I think this will conclude this for now, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as always, down in the comments. Definitely check out the forum discussion if you're interested, and the on Reddit too, where they link the Friday Facts. The comments on that are usually really good, and the devs usually respond there as well. And yeah, just one more time I want to touch on, if anybody is going to the party, let me know on Discord. Shoot me a message on Discord or ping me in general chat or something, and we'll have to discuss. Maybe I can work something out, because I really want any merchandise they're giving out or selling or anything. So we'll have to figure that out. But anyway, thank you so much as always for watching. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like, and until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.